Welcome to Cup of Joe with Poe. I am your host, Don Poe. Today we're going to talk about being enlightened. And to be enlightened, let's really break that down. Now it's enlightened, as in like to wake up, to know something, I learned this, I was enlightened. Now I know, and I once was in the dark. I believe the word is derived from Latin for lightius. How's it go? Basically, the word enlightened means you learned something that you were once ignorant to. As if you believed one thing and then later on you learned that wasn't true and you were enlightened. Now, I've recently taken this spiritual journey and have become enlightened. I am truly 100% awake. I really am coherent and seeing everything for what it is now. I'm not fooled anymore. This don't fool me no more. These don't fool me no more. Even these don't fool me no more. People use certain wording to try to manipulate others or to make them feel a certain way within their conversation, whatever the context may be. I'm to the point where you can't even do that to me anymore. I won't argue with people that aren't ready to be enlightened, aren't ready to wake up. I'm not going to argue with them anymore. If you're driven by certain ideologies, I'm not going to change your ideologies. Only you can do that. Only you can change the way you look at the world. You want to be enlightened, you have to get out here in the world and experience it. The TV ain't going to do it. I'm not going to do it through this phone. I can push you in the right direction, and it's out here in the real world. When you drop identities, drop your race, and just be a human being. Don't masquerade around like the opposite gender or something you're not. Be you. Be original. Be you. Okay, that's not to say you can't dress and express yourself in any form or fashion you want to. It's one of the beautiful things about America. Freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. One of the biggest things I see going on in America right now is the demonizing the rich. This confusion about humanitarian aid to the world. This misconception that we are supposed to help everyone other than ourselves. We got to help us first. And when it comes to America and on a broader scale, we should prioritize our land and citizens before all else. Absolutely. There's no other country that comes before America. Furthermore, we need to make people more Americanized because America is losing its identity. Okay, so we have a section of people that are caught up in history and they want to try to use history to make any kind of relevance today. And that's not how this works. There's no sins of the past that are going to be atoned for today. That's the past. It's over. It's done. Move forward. That's going to be the best course of action. But some don't see it that way. They would rather dwell. They would rather complain. They would rather have something to toil with. Some constant drama or confusion or just pure bullshit. America is the greatest country on earth. Unequivocally, the greatest country on earth. You know, in America, minorities in other countries are richer here. The poorest people in America are still better off than most of the world when it comes to poverty. That's amazing, right? There are more African American millionaires and billionaires in America than anywhere else. We invented freedom. we abolished slavery for the world, for the most part. There's still countries that practice it, and for whatever purpose they're allowed to, and they get away with it. I don't see a bunch of people up in arms about the Uyghurs in China. I don't see people fighting to get those people freed from their servitude. It's always closest to home. And then once it's hitting home, it usually hits the wrong way. Either it hits below the belt, like for instance, calling Donald Trump Hitler. Maybe I'm the only one that remembers history well enough to remember the atrocities that Hitler committed, but to call a sitting president Hitler is quite offensive. I think that it shows the level of maturity and the emotional intelligence they have. Not to mention, overall, what is the message that they're bringing? They're bringing this message. Donald Trump's Hitler. He's evil. He's an existential threat to democracy. First off, most motherfuckers don't even know what democracy means. So they're talking to their base that doesn't even understand what they're saying. But the base doesn't care. All the base knows is Donald Trump. And they're like, yep, whatever they said, yeah, that's our team. Ooh, we're Democrats. Yeah, let's cut our kids' dicks off. Let's abort 9-month-old babies. Yeah, let's let dudes dress up like chicks and go and beat up other women in their sports. Yeah. Tell me. And I really want to know, chat. And be realistic and live right now. Don't even live 20 days ago. So please don't bring no hundreds of years ago. So don't do this. Do not try to answer this question either with a question or with using the past or something. We're going to deal with right now, current environment right now. Name something without twisting it, without manipulating the words some way, without making it a... I don't think there's any rebuttal, to tell you the truth. I don't. So go ahead and try any way you want. The position of the President of the United States of America, he is the Commander-in-Chief. He is the top echelon of authority, okay? If America is a business, and we all know this, when it comes to goods and services, when it comes to finance, oil money, all this stuff, right? America is a business. Now, if you've seen your business failing, if you've seen your business staying in the red for year after year after year, when I say in the red, that means the deficit. The more you have of something, the less it's worth. The more money you print, the less the money's worth. This goes with all products, everything. The more you have of something, the less it is worth. So instead of fixing the problem, which would be things such as tariffs, who in their right mind would even argue against that in the first place? If another country is charging 3 times the tax on their goods coming into our country and we can't charge them the same for our goods, tell me how that makes any sense. If a Zippo lighter costs $20 to make in America, it costs $10 to make in China. China sends it over here and sells it for $12, a $2 markup. The American lighter, you send it over there, you guys sell it for $30. That don't read. That don't make sense. That's why we're not doing it no more. Should have never had tariffs to begin with. What rocket scientist came up with this idea? Oh, well, we're going to give tariffs so other countries can charge more for their products. We'll help them get ahead. We're so smart. Jasmine Crockett. Do you know who Jasmine Ratchet is? The woman that was like ultra Caucasian sounding. She was really white. Why, yes, I'm here and I'm so happy to participate and be a part. And now that she's in a position of power, she dropped her. She just picked up a an urban accent out of the way. Well, I'll tell you what, girl. She threw on some giant dumb eyelashes and got on TV using horrible grammar. Should be ashamed of herself. Whoever her PR agent is needs to sit down with her and tell her, listen, go back to being you. Stop trying to pander to some demographic that honestly will be fooled. They will. Hell, they believed that Kamala Harris was black. They really believe that. Kamala Harris ain't black. She's fucking Indian. But there's people that really believe that. Like, they can keep saying something over and over and over on the media. And you people will believe it over time. You mean to tell me you believe CNN or CSNBC? And I'm not sitting here saying that everything Fox News says is accurate and right, but for the most part, they got a pretty good damn track record. I'll tell you that much. And I would rather listen to some conservatives, some down to earth. Listen, I'm homeless. I'm on this camera every day. If anyone can speak about poverty, it's me. I'm in a state of destitution here. This is true penury. So when I speak from experience. I'm not speaking as if I was watching. I didn't drive up in the car, see the family asking for money, and just keep going. I am the family asking for money. So I literally have so much staked in this for this to work. We need to see our government succeed so we can succeed as a people. The more they don't do their job, the more we have these career politicians been there 30, 40 fucking years. You mean to tell me Nancy Pelosi is mentally, she's cognitively able to do her job? Of course not. Neither was Joe Biden. And we just sit around and let these geriatrics sit up in there shitting their pants and eating yogurt all day trying to decide our lives? They gotta quit with these lifetime mandates. That's just ridiculous. And Bernie Sanders, who the fuck does Bernie Sanders think he? Oh, I'm Bernie Sanders. Like, he reminds me of Nixon from Futurama. Bernie Sanders, he's ancient and he's a billionaire. You hear me? Him and AOC are both millionaires times too many over. They are uber rich and they're out trying to demonize the rich. What an oxymoron. If they hated the rich so much, why wouldn't they just give their money up and come and live like me? They could get me and my family, hell, an eighth of their wealth. An eighth of their wealth would make me and my family generationally rich. These Democrats, since they want to play such hardball and they want to talk like they're so goddamn tough all the time about all this shit, they want to start all this strife, they want to keep people in the streets protesting, burning Teslas, something that saves the environment, something that employs Americans and puts money back in our economy, you want to go destroy because you don't like the inventor or the leader of, or their inventor, just because they don't like Elon Musk. What has Elon Musk done personally to you? And you know how many this whole, he's African. They're trying to say that he's a Nazi. There are no Nazis anymore anyways. What, do you guys think that there's some secret bunker somewhere that Hitler's still in and he's controlling the Nazi party from some bunker somewhere? Where is the Nazi party located? Where is their headquarters? How do they network? That's how brain dead you people truly are, to even entertain the idea that Elon Musk would be a Nazi. Why? Because he said, my heart goes out to you. You know how many people they have doing that same exact thing? Picture after picture after picture after picture. But because it doesn't fit their narrative, because it's not their boogeyman they're looking for. Because you got to remember, they got to have a boogeyman. They got to be able to scare you into submission. And if they can't scare you into submission, then they're going to pull on your heartstrings and find something that they know will make you emotionally invested in what they're saying. It's real simple. Control the media, control the masses. We know this already. That's why CNN's failing. MSNBC failing. As a matter of fact, CNN's actually smart. They got 2 analysts on there now that are rational, that will combat the other ones that say, if you're calling the President of the United States Hitler literally tried to exterminate the Jews. I mean, literally. So to call somebody that is an ally to the Jews more than any other president ever is such an oxymoron. To say, well, Orange Man's Hitler. Why? Why? Give me a reason. Because he shut the borders down. He's not letting people in illegally. Because he's stopping fentanyl. Because he won't let men go and beat up women in their own sports. I mean, does that sound like something Hitler would do, is fight for the people? And I mean, in some regards, I guess if you're a historian, you really look into the history of it and know the truth behind it all, which I'm not going to get into. That's a whole other episode. You know, fight for me like I fought for you. They try to equate the past to the present. There was this big lie created that the past is doomed to repeat itself. What a crock of shit. You can't predict the future, first off. The past has already happened, so you can't change it. This is some Toll Eckhart. I highly recommend reading New Beginning or New Earth, either one of these phenomenal books. Listen to me. Really ingest this. Take this in. This is really important. The past has no bearing on the future at all in any way, shape, or form. It's already happened. It has nothing to do with right now. Weak-minded people will take the past and they will try to derive something from it to explain their emotions because they're not emotionally intelligent. There's a big thing here. I used to be really emotionally ignorant for a long time. I used to let people say something to me, and next thing you know, I'm flying off the handles because I wasn't evolving. I was de-evolving at the time. I was taking in negative. What you take in is what you put out. So I was taking in all this negative music, all this negative movies and TV shows, all this negative culture. I was taking it in, and all I was giving out was negative in return. Take in positive, and you get positive out. Not to say people don't have bad days, but the history's not doomed to repeat itself. Do you think that we're going to go back to the Stone Age or something? What part of history are they talking about? With leaders? So they can explain why they badmouth and bash other leaders? History's doomed to repeat itself. Trump's the next Hitler. So since he's an ally with the Jews, which form of Hitler is this, by the way? I mean, is there different forms of Hitler? Did he find another class of people to exterminate or something? I don't understand. Honestly, I do. It's words. It's words, and it's how easily society is tricked by words. How easily you're fooled through mainly emotion. They're smart. They're really intelligent. They know how to get at you. I feel really bad for the black community right now, too, because I just realized what they did to you guys. Through schooling, through music, through culture, they have created this grudge. They have created this grudge that a lot of black people are carrying around with them subconsciously without even knowing. Their parents' their parents instilled it into them. The hatred for the white man. The hatred for law enforcement. Why? Because they're doing what? They're not out killing you guys. They're not out locking you up. The only people I've ever been in prison with were criminals. I went to prison because I broke the law. I was a criminal. That's why I went to jail. That's why I went to prison. If you break the law, you go to prison. Why is it that Planned Parenthood is committing mass genocide to the black community and nobody seems to care? Why is it that black on black crime is through the roof? You don't even understand. And blacks are killing blacks at an exponential rate. There's not whites killing blacks. Whites don't go out and try to kill blacks. And for the most part, whites try to stay away from blacks. When they get money, they move to neighborhoods and areas away from blacks. Hell, I know blacks that have gotten money and moved away from their community into a rural white area because they feel safer. So why wouldn't the black community say, you know what? You see the drug dealer over there ruining our community? Let's get him up through. See that pimp over there? He's pushing this lady around, having her sell her body. Get him up through. You see these kids around here with nothing to do with their life but stand around and cause mischief, mayhem, and or whatever. Get them kids together and give them a job, give them a purpose. It's real simple. You see a father that's not in the household and maybe you're his brother or something, get on his ass and make him go take care of his kids. Hell, I'm homeless and I got my child with me. These are all real life things that could be done and fixed. Listen, when you deal with certain demographics and areas, Chicago, for instance, Chicago is a democratically ran shithole, okay? The Democrats have taken Chicago and turned it into a war zone. There are blacks killing blacks in Chicago in their own neighborhoods, their own areas, all this stuff. And why? Over culture, over music, over turf, drug wars. Hell, I've met guys in my life that carry guns around and shoot other people with no reason, to not even have a reason. You gotta understand that there is a culture and a society that has been taught it's not okay to call the police. It's not okay if somebody your neighbor across the street, you don't even know them, but you see somebody breaking in their house, you'll call the police and say, hey, there's somebody breaking in my neighbor's house across the street. There's a community and a subculture of people that are like, nah, that's snitching. You can't call the police. And who's teaching this moral perversion that is right? No, that's not right. Hell, I was a career criminal. I did 8 years in the system, straight, 8 years straight. I learned so much in that 8 years about people, and some people are just pieces of shit to begin with. I would say 85 to 90% of the people in prison are pieces of shit and deserve to be in prison, and some don't even need to go home ever because they're that bad. Should be human race. I agree 100%. There's only one race, the human race. But when you're dealing with others that don't see that, they have not been enlightened, others that have not been woke up from their slumber, they're still woke, right? People that are still woke. Woke is the stupidest shit ever. To think that one person deserves something more than the next because of the pigment of their skin is a crock of shit. Look at me, homeless. I am homeless. Pretty Caucasian here, even though, once again, I agree, there's only one race, the human race. But since people have segregated themselves and pulled themselves apart so much, this is what we have to deal with now. So if the welfare system, for instance, would pay women for fathers not to be in the home rather than just pay them to be there also to help raise the children. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Projects, a place where you can put a whole bunch of low-income people together to keep them all down and keep them all in the same. The government can take care of you. I got your back. What do you need to go do anything for? I got you. I got a place for you to stay right here. It's called Projects. What, you need food? Oh, I got food stamps for you here. Oh, you can't have a man in the house, though. You can't have a man in the house. When I was younger, I remember getting my ass whooped. Okay, now I watch kids these days do some shit that I would have got either smacked in the mouth for or literally had hands put on me. We have a generation of pussies. We have a whole bunch of demasculated men. That it's not cool anymore to be masculine. They're letting women get beat up by men in their own sports, or was. We just took a big turnaround here. We're done with this shit. Done with it. Now, racist will dwell on a race. Racist, and I've met more black racists than I have white. I've met very few white racists. Real, tangible, legitimate white racists, I've met very few. I can't count how many black racists I've met. I can't. I've even met one before that said that he's black and he can't be racist because he's black. That the only people that can be racist is white people. Where the fuck is this? Who thinks this shit up, man? It's like, it's not hard, dude. Look, there's 2 fingers. There's 2 fingers. Let's put them together. We got 4 fingers here now. We got 4. 2 plus 2 truly is 4. So it's real simple to understand. Just stop doing wrong and bad. Learn, educate, be pro-social. Don't walk around with a chip on your shoulder. Nobody's out to get nobody. I watched a Charlie Kirk episode last night, and this young man got on there. He goes to Harvard. This black young man goes to Harvard. Okay? And he's actually on there talking about he's got it bad. He's got it bad. That people judge him when he walks into a store. That sounds like him just overthinking things. Ain't nobody judging this dude when he walks in the store. Then he made up a lie and got caught saying that numerous people call him the N-word. And then it turned out it was only one person. Then it turned out they weren't even white. All through the course of this interaction. So it shows you that there's this built up. That's where I was really going with this. This is taught. This is learned. This is something passed down through families. See, I was lucky enough, my father was an insane gangster disciple. My father, he mingled with white, black. There was no racism in my home. I mean, we listen to all music, all cultures. I didn't have to deal with that. I wasn't raised that way. So I'm lucky. But there are people that are raised that way. They're raised to hate other races or to look at them a certain way. Now, as I got older, and I started experiencing things for myself firsthand, that's when I realized that racism does exist, and it's mainly in the black community toward whites, from my experience now. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, who knows? Everything is flipped around. Look at it this way. How many ever years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, blacks couldn't play in sports. They had their own sports league. Now all sports is black. There's no specific sports league for any race or color. Is there? I'll tell you when they do need to make trans sports and just give them their own sport. These little weak-ass, pussy-ass dudes want to act like women so they can go get some sort of title or achievement. You did not earn that because you beat a woman up. Or you lifted more weights than a woman. You're still a dude. That's the shit I'm talking about. Here we go. Check this one out. Are you a Democrat? If you are, then you fight for abortion. You do. That's a Democrat stronghold. That's something they fight for. You fight for LGBT, whatever, alphabet people. You fight for their rights. You fight for the mutilation and castration of small children. You fight to take the guns away from us. You fight for foreign aid to give all our money away to other countries. You fight for open borders. You fight for no voting registration, like you don't need an ID to vote. And you promote racism. Those are the things that the Democrat, as I like to call it, C-R-A-P crap, Democrat Party, they won't win another election. And if we're lucky, we'll get to see the day they run AOC and Bernie Sanders for president. Or, get this one, Fetterman. I think they're running Fetterman, everybody. Fetterman and Ratchet, or Crockett, whatever her name is. I don't think Fetterman would run with her. I really don't. I don't believe he would do that. I don't. That'd be a hell of a look there. I mean, well, this has been Cup of Joe with Poe. Should be human race, period. Agreed. Once again, not color bullshit. Whites kill whites as well as other colors. Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, mixed white and all that, but blacks kill more blacks than any other race. Blacks are killing their own blacks. Yeah, blacks are killing blacks at a crazy number. Not to mention, I think it's 50-some% of all crimes and violent crimes or murders are committed by blacks. These are real statistic numbers. I'm not making these up. I might be off a number here or there, but not by much. You can look all this up. This is all tangible and real facts because they don't want to step up and call it out for what it is. Its culture has taken and built a society of people into anarchists. What it really bears down to. I remember when I was a kid and I moved from Georgia to Ohio. It was a culture shock. I was wearing Body Glove and Metallica t-shirts. And was athletic and into sports and stuff. And then I came up here and learned, this is where I learned how to play basketball though, up here. Like I'm in Ohio, I'm in Hawaii. So I went to Ohio and to an all urban area, pretty much for the most part. And it really confused me at first. At first I was young and didn't understand, so I wanted to fit in. So I was trying to mold myself and my image, and I realized after a while that wasn't working either. I just have to be me. So I was me and stayed me the whole time, all the way till here. But I noticed changes over the years, such as clothing, for instance, practicality. My dad and my mother, both. My dad, I wouldn't do it in front of him, but when I was a kid, sagging was like the new trend, the fashion, the statement. Like, hey, I can wear my pants really baggy and let my ass hang out, right? That was really, really big when I was a kid. It came in the 90s. So I would do that, but if my dad ever caught me, he caught me quite a few times here and there, oh man, he would either smack me or scold me or let me know not to do that. It serves no practical use. My father was very, very smart when it came down to the application of things and how they work. He used to take things apart and put them back together just to learn the mechanics of it. So he brought it to my attention. You can't run, you're constantly reaching down. It's a burden. It's not anything that's helping you in any way, and it doesn't even look that cool. And I started thinking about it over the years, and I'm like, I guess you're right. I mean, fuck it, it doesn't serve any purpose other than to offend others. It's a fashion statement that makes you stand out as, I am an anarchist. I want my ass to hang out. And the worst is the sag in the front where you got the dick hanging out too. All the way around sag. Wow, man. I can't believe I used to sag like that. I still will do a little bitty eighth sag or something, like just the most comfortable. It's still on my hips though. It's still on my hips. And I'll wear a belt. What I'm saying is, between culture taking this turn of expression through violence, through music, through fashion, it was taken the wrong direction. It wasn't taken from a positive mind stance. It wasn't taken as, we want to build this culture up. Instead, it's like, let's see if we can denigrate even more. I mean, what if there really is some powers to be behind everything? What if the Rothorns, Fairchilds, and whoever else really are running the world, and they see this and they know, like, well, these people we can control through music and movies. These people we can control through whatever is in their environment to control them, because it's all a control mechanism. The boogeyman controls people more than anything. And believe it or not, you find people that don't agree on something, but they both have the same boogeyman, they'll come together. Like Trump, for instance. Trump is Hitler. Too much. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. It's been a little bit longer of a cup of Joe with Poe. I really appreciate you tuning into, and thank you, Bobby, for the comments. Please come and visit us again tomorrow. And if you're out there and you have friends that are woke, please wake them up. If you care about these people and you love these people, reach them. Let them know what they're doing is not right. Just live in reality, that's all. The real world, where I'm at. in Hawaii, Crazyville, to where we're traveling down, Pete. This has been Cup of Joe with Poe.